My dear one, what you are hearing now is not the beginning of something new. It is the continuation of a shift that has already started to take place in your life. The process has been moving forward even when you could not see it clearly. There were moments when you questioned the timing and wondered if anything was truly happening, but unseen alignment has been working steadily on your behalf. What felt inactive was intentional, and what seemed delayed was being carefully orchestrated. This message builds directly upon everything that has already been spoken into your spirit. It strengthens what has begun and brings greater understanding to the changes that are quietly unfolding around you. Stay grounded and let what follows connect deeply within you. This is not repetition, it is expansion, and it is carrying you further into the breakthrough that is already gaining momentum. Beyond, I know the end of your story, and I need you to hear this with every fiber of your being. It ends in victory, not defeat, not failure, not destruction, not shame. Victory. The kind of victory that makes every tear worth it. The kind of victory that redeems every painful moment and turns it into a testimony. The kind of victory that makes you look back on the season and say, "Now I understand. Now I see what you were doing. Now I know why you led me through that valley. It was not to destroy me. It was to develop me. It was not to break me. It was to build me. It was not to abandon me. It was to teach me what it means to truly depend on my refuge." Your story ends in joy. Not the shallow kind of happiness that depends on everything going right. Not the fragile kind of pleasure that evaporates the moment something goes wrong. I am talking about deep soul-level joy. The kind of joy that bubbles up from the deepest place inside you and overflows into every area of your life. The kind of joy that makes you laugh for no reason. The kind of joy that makes you worship with tears streaming down your face because you are so overwhelmed by my goodness that your heart cannot contain it. This joy is coming. It is already on its way. It has already been released in the spiritual realm, and it is making its way toward your life like a river that cannot be dammed. And when it arrives, it will flood every dry place, every barren place, every place that grief and sorrow have left empty. Joy is coming and it will not be taken from you. Your story ends in perfect peace. Not the kind of peace that trembles at the first sign of trouble. Not the kind of peace that depends on every variable being perfectly aligned. I'm talking about the kind of peace that settles into your bones and makes you feel for the first time in as long as you can remember, like everything is going to be okay. Not because your circumstances are perfect, but because your God is. Not because you have all the answers, but because you know the one who does. Not because the storm has stopped, but because you have discovered that the storm has no power over someone who is resting in the arms of the one who commands the wind and the waves. No matter how dark things seem right now, I am your light. I am not a flickering flame that the wind can extinguish. I am not a dim glow that barely cuts through the shadows. I am the blazing, brilliant, unstoppable light that darkness cannot overcome. Darkness has never overcome my light, and it never will. It does not matter how thick the darkness is. It does not matter how long it has been lingering. It does not matter how many layers of shadow have piled up around your life. One moment in my presence, one encounter with my light, and the darkness begins to retreat. Not gradually, not hesitantly. It retreats the way night retreats before the breaking of day, completely, thoroughly, irreversibly, because darkness is not a force. It is the absence of light, and where I am there is always light. You have been stumbling in the dark. I know that you have been reaching out trying to find something to hold on to, something to guide you, something to show you the way forward. And you have been grabbing at things that felt solid in the moment but turned out to be shadows. Promises that dissolved when you gripped them too tightly. Plans that crumbled when you tried to build on them. Relationships that seemed like solid ground but turned out to be shifting sand. And each time something dissolved in your hands, the darkness felt a little thicker. The path felt a little more unclear. The future felt a little more uncertain, but I have been here the entire time. My light has been shining the entire time. You just could not see it because your eyes were fixed on the wrong things. You were looking for light in places where light does not live. You were searching for guidance and sources that have no wisdom to offer. You were seeking direction from voices that have no authority to speak over your life. And all the while, my light was right behind you, waiting for you to turn around. Turn around now. Look at me. See the light that I am offering you. It is not a harsh, blinding light that burns your eyes and makes you squint. It is a warm, gentle, inviting light. The kind of light that makes you feel safe. The kind of light that makes you feel seen. The kind of light that shows you the truth without shaming you for the lies you believed. My light does not expose you to condemn you. It exposes you to heal you. It shows you the truth so that the truth can set you free. To stop running from my light. Stop hiding in the corners where you think I cannot see you. I see you everywhere and I love what I see. Even the parts that you think are unlovable, especially the parts that you think are unlovable. I want to talk to you about the darkness you have been experiencing. Not the darkness of sin or wrongdoing, but the darkness of not knowing, the darkness of uncertainty, the darkness that comes from being unable to see the path forward and not knowing whether the next step you take will lead you closer to solid ground or off the edge of a cliff. This kind of darkness is paralyzing. It freezes you in place. It makes you afraid to move in any direction because you cannot evaluate the risk of any option. And so you stay stuck, motionless, waiting for clarity that never seems to come. But I want to remind you of something important. My light does not always illuminate the entire path at once. Sometimes my light only shows you the next step. One step, and then when you take that step in faith, it illuminates the next one, and then the next, and then the next. This is not cruel. It is intentional, because if I showed you the entire path at once, you would not need to rely on me. You would rely on your own ability to navigate. And navigating is not your job. Following is your job. And following means trusting the one who holds the light to show you exactly what you need to see. Exactly when you need to see it. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing sooner, nothing later. The darkness also serves another purpose that I want you to understand. In the darkness, your other senses become sharper. When you cannot see, you learn to listen. And when you learn to listen, you hear my voice with a clarity that would be impossible in the brightness of easy circumstances. In the light, there are 1,000 voices competing for your attention. The voice of ambition, the voice of comparison, the voice of culture, the voice of expectation. But in the darkness, those voices fade. And the only voice that remains is mine. Quiet, steady, faithful, speaking truth into the deepest places of your being. So do not curse the darkness. Do not resent the season of not knowing. It is in this season that you are learning to hear my voice above all others. And that ability, the ability to recognize my voice and follow it without hesitation, is worth more than any amount of clarity that your natural eyes could provide. There is also a beauty in the darkness that you cannot yet see. A beauty that only reveals itself to those who are willing to be still long enough to perceive it. The beauty of absolute dependence. The beauty of faith that has been stripped of every crutch and every prop and is standing purely on the foundation of my word. The beauty of a soul that has stopped asking why and started simply saying, I trust you. That beauty is being formed in you right now in this very season of darkness and uncertainty. And when the light returns, and it will return, the beauty that was formed in the dark will shine with a radiance that takes the breath away from everyone who sees it, including you. No matter how fierce the storm seems right. Now I am your calm, not a temporary pause between the waves, not a brief respite before the next assault. I am the deep, abiding, permanent calm that exists at the center of every storm. Have you ever noticed that in the eye of a hurricane there is perfect stillness? The wind is raging all around. The destruction is happening on every side, but in the very center there is quiet. There is peace. There is calm. That is where I am inviting you to stand, not on the outer edges of the storm where the wind is strongest and the debris is. Flying, but in the center, in the eye, in the place of perfect peace that exists in the middle of the chaos, because that is where I am. I am not standing outside the storm, waving at you from a distance. I am in the middle of it with you. And where I am, there is always calm. You have been fighting the storm with everything you have. You have been pushing against the wind, trying to stand your ground through sheer force of will. You have been bailing water out of the boat as fast as it pours in, exhausting yourself in a battle that you cannot win through human effort alone. And I have been watching you with such tenderness, such compassion, because I know how tired you are. I know how close you are to giving up. I know that the only thing keeping you going right now is stubbornness and pride because your strength ran out a long time ago. And I am not judging you for that. I am not disappointed in you for being tired. I am not angry with you for being weak. I am moved by your perseverance. I am touched by your determination. But I also want to offer you something better than survival through stubbornness. I want to offer you thriving through surrender. Because when you stop fighting the storm in your own strength and surrender to the calm that I am, everything changes. The storm does not necessarily stop, but you stop being tossed around by it. You find your footing. You find your breath. You find your peace in me. Come to me with your burdens, all of them. I know what you've been carrying, and the weight of it has been bending your back and bowing your shoulders until you can barely stand upright. The burden of financial pressure that makes every day feel like a tightrope walk over an abyss. The burden of relationship problems that drain your emotional energy and leave you feeling empty. The burden of health concerns that sit in the back of your mind like a shadow that you cannot shake. The burden of past mistakes that you replay over and over, punishing yourself for decisions that cannot be undone. The burden of expectations, both. The ones others place on you and the ones you place on yourself. The burden of feeling responsible for everyone and everything while secretly feeling like you are failing at all of it. I see the way you carry these things, the way you organize them in your mind, trying to keep track of every problem, every deadline, every need, every responsibility. The way you make mental lists that never get shorter. The way you start each day already calculating what needs to be done and end it's still running through. The things you did not finish. The way you feel guilty when you rest because resting feels like falling behind. The way you feel anxious when you slow down because slowing down means you are not doing enough. This is not the life I designed for you. This constant state of pressure, this relentless pace of stress, this never-ending cycle of worry and work and worry again. I designed you for peace. I designed you for rest. I designed you for the kind of life where your soul is settled and your heart is full, not because everything is perfect, but because you know that everything is in my hands. Bring me the burden of your finances. I know that money has been a source of constant stress. I know that you lie awake calculating numbers that never seem to add up. I know that you have been robbing your peace to fund your survival, sacrificing your mental health to keep the bills paid, giving away your joy to maintain a lifestyle that the world says you need. And I want to tell you something. Your financial situation is not outside my awareness or my ability. I am the God who fed millions of people in the wilderness with bread from heaven. I am the God who multiplied 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed thousands. I am the God who told a broke fisherman to throw his net on the other side of the boat and pulled up a catch so massive that the nets began to break. I am not limited by your bank account. I am not constrained by your income. I am not concerned about the economy. My provision operates on a completely different system than the world's economy. And when you bring your financial burden to me, when you lay it at my feet and choose to believe that I will provide, you step into a realm of provision that defies human calculation. I want to be very specific about what I mean by provision. I am not talking about giving you just enough to get by. I am not talking about scraping the bottom of the barrel and handing you the bare minimum. I am talking about abundance, about overflow, about provision so generous that it spills out of your life and into the lives of the people around you. I am talking about the kind of provision where you have enough to pay your bills and enough left over to be generous, where your needs are met and your soul is at peace because you know that the God who provided for you in this season will provide for you in the next season and the season after that and the season after that. My provision is not a one-time event. It is a lifestyle. It is a continuous flow of resources from a source that never runs dry. And when you plug into that source, when you stop trying to generate your own supply and start receiving from mine, you enter a dimension of financial freedom that has nothing to do with how much money is in your account and everything to do with how much confidence you have in the one who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. I'm also not limited to providing through the channels you expect. You have been looking for provision through your job, through your salary, through the systems that the world has established for generating income. And those are legitimate channels. I often use them, but I am not confined to them. I can open doors that you did not know existed. I can create opportunities that have no logical explanation. I can move on the hearts of people you have never met to become instruments of my provision in your life. I can redirect resources from places you never imagined to arrive in your hands at exactly the moment you need them. So stop limiting my provision to what makes sense to your natural mind. My provision operates in the realm of the supernatural. And when you open yourself up to supernatural provision, you will see things happen that will make you weep with gratitude. Bring me the burden of your relationships, the ones that are broken, the ones that are strained, the ones that cause you more pain than joy, the ones where you give and give and give and never receive anything in return, the ones where you feel invisible, the ones where you feel used, the ones where you feel trapped. I know the loneliness that comes from being surrounded by people who do not really know you. I know the pain of loving someone who does not love you back. I know the exhaustion of trying to fix relationships that only one person is working to repair. And I want you to know that I care about every single one of these relationships. I care about the ones that are hurting you. I care about the ones that are helping you. I care about the ones that are missing from your life. And I am working in all of them. Sometimes my work means healing. Sometimes my work means removing. Sometimes my work means introducing new people into your life who will love you the way you deserve to be loved. Whatever my work looks like, it is always motivated by love. And it is always aimed at your good. I know the relationship that weighs heaviest on your heart right now. The one that you think about more than any other. The one that keeps you praying and pleading and hoping for change that never seems to come. Maybe it is a marriage that has lost its warmth, where two people who once could not bear to be apart now feel like strangers sharing the same space, where the conversations have become transactional, limited to logistics and schedules and responsibilities, with no room left for the kind of deep soul connecting communication that drew you together in the first place. Maybe it is a parent-child relationship that has been fractured by misunderstanding, by unspoken words, by expectations that were never communicated and therefore never met. Maybe it is a friendship that was once the foundation of your social life, but has slowly eroded until now you barely recognize the person who used to know you better than anyone. Whatever that relationship is, I see it. I understand its complexity. I know both sides of the story and I am working in it. Even when you cannot see the evidence, even when every conversation ends in frustration, even when the distance between you and that person seems to be growing wider instead of narrower, I am working softening hearts, opening eyes, creating circumstances that will lead to conversations that need to happen, planting seeds of reconciliation that will grow in their own time according to my schedule, not yours. Your job is not to force the healing. Your job is to remain faithful, to keep loving, to keep praying, and to trust that I am doing the work that only I can do in the heart of the other person. I also want to speak about the relationships that need to end, because not every relationship in your life is meant to continue forever. Some people were in your life for a season, and that season has ended. And holding on to a relationship that has served its purpose is not faithfulness, it is fear. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear of the void that will be left when that person is no longer there. But I want you to know that when I remove a relationship from your life, I never leave the space empty. I fill it with better connections, with healthier dynamics, with people who are aligned with where I am taking you, not where you have been. So if I am leading you to release a relationship, trust me, the pain of letting go is real. The grief of the ending is valid, but the future I am leading you into is better than what you are holding on to. And the new relationships I am preparing to bring into your life will be marked by the kind of mutual respect, genuine love, and authentic connection that your soul has been craving. Let me also speak about forgiveness, because I know there are people in your life who have hurt you deeply. People who wounded you in ways that still affect you years later. People whose names still trigger physical response in your body when you hear them or think about them, and you have been carrying the weight of that unforgiveness like a boulder strapped to your back. You think that holding on to that anger is punishing them. But it is not. It is punishing you. Unforgiveness is a prison. And the person who stays locked inside it is not the one who hurt you. It is you. They have moved on. They may not even remember what they did, but you are still sitting in the cell replaying the offense, nursing the wound, feeding the bitterness, and wondering why you cannot find peace. And I am here to tell you that the key to that cell is forgiveness. Not forgiveness because they deserve it. They may not deserve it. Not forgiveness because what they did was acceptable. It was not acceptable, but forgiveness because you deserve to be free. Because holding on to anger and resentment is costing you more than it is costing them. Because the bitterness that has been growing in your heart is poisoning your other relationships, your health, your joy, and your ability to receive the peace that I am offering you. Forgiveness is not saying that what they did was okay. Forgiveness is saying that what they did no longer has the power to hold you captive. It is a declaration of freedom, a release, a cutting of the chain that has been binding you to a moment in your past. And when you make that choice, when you decide to forgive, not because you feel like it, but because you want to be free, something extraordinary happens inside you. The weight lifts, the tightness loosens, the breath comes easier, and the space that was once occupied by bitterness becomes available for something much better. Peace, joy, love, and the freedom to move forward without the constant pull of the past dragging you backward. I am not saying that forgiveness is easy. It is one of the hardest things I will ever ask you to do. And I am not saying it happens all at once. Some wounds are so deep that forgiveness is a daily choice, a decision you make over and over again. Until one day you realize that the anger has lost its grip and the freedom has become permanent. But I am saying that it is worth it. It is worth every ounce of effort. Because on the other side of forgiveness is a life unencumbered by the chains of the past. A life where the people who hurt you no longer have the power to determine your emotional state. A life where your joy is no longer held hostage by someone else's actions. That is the life I want for you, and forgiveness is the doorway into it. Type Amen if you believe in God.